What's up, 15 people in YouTube land? I haven't seen Scott's in here. What up, Scott? What up, Robert? What up, Nappin? What up, D-Reb? I have a custom printer here. This is a SKR Bear Mara, so this is a Bear with a Hamera running an SKR 1.4 turbo, I believe. I do have to do one mechanical thing. I have to add this piece to it because the piece that for the bear is there will not work with the thing I want it to work with. What's up, Lenny? What's up, Brandon? What's up, Nicholas from Sweden? So let me spin this thing around. I have to replace this thing that holds the printer down. I have never, ever, forever, ever used the Marlin auto build. Someone will have to teach me how to use it. Remember, I'm no Marlin expert, but I'll break something. What's up, Teresa? I didn't lose any build width because on the Bear, I actually slid the build plate over. So I have full range of motion, and then I changed some settings in Marlin to give me full build volumeness. So no, I didn't lose any build volume. All right, let's take this thing apart, and then I can start working on Marlin. There we go. Basically, all I'm doing is replacing the little holder for the Meanwell power supply, because the Bear Mark 2.1 holder, this guy, this little holder here. What's up, Josh? Oh wow, which Chris was streaming? Was it Chris Riley? Because I didn't see any streams, but I didn't really go looking to see if there are any streams. Chris needs to pop off the piece with this thing. There we go. This has the older Bear mounts. It's kind of a hodgepodge. It's kind of a 2.1, kind of a 2.0 Bear. So let me just slide this over. Hey, get over there. Oh, I forgot this thing's magnetized. Nice. Chris Riley better stop in here and show me what I'm doing. Okay. I move that piece over. This thing goes in here. That should be the same size. Yes, it is. And let's attach it together. You know, it's actually going to be really difficult to do it this way. Flipping it on its belly. I guess on its back. Don't mind me. What is new in that? Oh, the list of things that are new in the new Marlin is ridiculous. They pretty much went ham and did everything. I haven't been keeping up fully because I don't like to get myself too excited and then start randomly playing in bug fix and then breaking things that are working. So I wait till the full release, and the release list is tremendously long and involved. If you head over to their GitHub, which should be just GitHub Marlin firmware, I believe. It's one of the two. It's either GitHub/Marlin or GitHub/Marlin firmware. One of the two. Okay, that piece is in. Now to slide a square nut in there. Where are my square nuts? There they are. I bought a bag of the McMaster car, now carries the proper square nuts. What's up, Old Curmudgeon and Zolan and Michael Cassell? Yeah, I'm gonna do this one and see if I can find any bugs. If I do, I will let it be known. But for now, I think it should be fine enough for me to fudge with. Okay, there's the screw. Now my Meanwell case is no longer cattywampus. I am so excited for no longer cattywampus Meanwell case. There we go. Oh, didn't do it. Oh, I'm doing fine and dandy. How are you, Mr. Dan? That screw's not long enough. Let's grab an M320. Ooh, funnel clouds. Those aren't fun to watch. Let's not watch funnel clouds and say that we did. There we go. Oh, I'm so excited to not have a Meanwell case that's cattywampus anymore. And one tightening of this screw, and then I will be off to Marlin land. I'm gonna do it a little different because you know, I'm a weird guy when I do my Marlin stuff, and I want to make sure I don't fudge anything up with my main repo. So, but once I get it working and I know I got it working, I'll start fudging in the main repo. All right, where's that screw head at? Where did you? Oh, that's right. I should probably turn it on some kind of end so I can see it. Aha! There it is. Dan is enjoying working on Chrome. Yeah, he is. They are working on something like that to do more of that file that takes care of all the goodness instead of having to redo the, or basically, I guess, recompile the whole firmware every time. They mentioned that in a Twitter post many, many moons ago, probably like a month ago. Okay, here's the Bear Mara. It is beautiful. It has firmware. Oh, let me take my dancing taco off. Let's see here. Dancing taco, you're annoying. There we go. I have the micro USB card. Okay. Let's take a look at what's going on. Let's turn this way. Let's turn this way. I can read chat now. StreamYard can be there. 51 humans. Boy, you guys really want to see me mess up, because that's literally what I'm going to do a few times, because I'm going to start from the beginning. So, let's do a screen cap. Screen cap work? Yeah, it does. So let's head over to github.com/Marlin firmware. Yep. And Marlin and 2.0.x, that should be the latest branch. Yep. And let's go ahead and download the zip. What up, AZ Cowboy 1? I definitely need to order a new set of beers. Okay, Marlin is complete. And let's hop over to a fresh desktop. We don't need Idea Maker open. And we don't need, oh, we do need our downloads folder. So, Marlin, extract all, extract, go, extracting. Even though you're on a super fast drive, this takes forever. You know, you buy one of those fancy M.2 whatever NVMe drives. Sure doesn't feel like it's much faster. There's a lot of little files. You guys and your little files. Okay, Marlin, where'd you go? Marlin. Cool. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to drop Marlin onto the, I guess, yeah, it's a different drive. Let's copy Marlin over here. So we'll keep on the desktop. That'll be easiest. And let's go ahead and open up Get Crackin'. Open up, get crack. I guess I'm gonna have to update platform IO and some other things. So get Kraken's open. I need to. Oh, Bear Mare is already open. ABL changes. Yep. Okay. And let's open up VS Code. Visual Studio Code. Okay, close. So this should be my Bear Mare one, 800. Yep, that looks about right. Oh, loading. Loading. Doing a rebuild. Let's see if there's any uninstall. Nope. Updates. Let's go ahead and update everything. And update. And yay. 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 Update. Always update everything, kids. And I can't see chat, so if someone's telling me I'm doing something wrong, I'll wait for this to finish updating. Stop over to chat, see if I can see anything. 720p is the max that you can do with StreamYard. My Mac is on the desk next to me. I have not tried the RepRap firmware for the SKR yet. Depends on who grills it. Is it still doing its thing? I don't know. It says it's spinning. Let's take a look here. Make sure this is right. Yep. Humera. So this is the old firmware. I'll need to keep this thing open. It's still up. You know what? Let's close it and see. Yep, it was updating still. And reopening. Release notes. Thank you. Loading. Okay. And any updates? Nope, no updates. Home. Make sure there's nothing here. And libraries. Updates. Nope. Devices. Okay, this should be good. Should be all updated. So let's go back here because I'll need to use this to look at. And let's open up another Visual Studio Code. Come here. Come here. Come here. There we go. File, open, folder, desktop, and Marlin. Select folder. So this will be our scratch build here that we have to mess with. So let's take a look at Marlin and configuration.h. So let's go ahead and, you know what, let's shrink this thing down. I need to get the chat window in here so I can see what people are saying, if anything. So come here, chat window. Cool, chat windows here. Font should be big enough. Ooh, where's that extension at? Do I go here and do I go to platforms and do I search for auto build? I have no idea where that is. What's up, Photosmint? What's up, Nerd Girls 3D Printing? Little boxes icon on the left. This thing? Auto build Marlin? Ooh, auto build Marlin. Install. Yay, it's installed. So far it says. Cool. I don't know what it does, but it's there. All right. let's go back here. Let's go look at the configuration.h. And let's see here. So we have a scratch. Now, did that not get updated? 2.0.0.5. Let's see here. How do we know that this is the latest one? Oh, nice. Huh. How do we know? Because if I remember correctly, that was the same setting or same timestamp. Yeah, that's the same version. Interesting. Is it supposed to be? I know I grabbed the latest version 4 days ago, or the last things. Yep, here's the entire list of cool things that they have done. Source code.zip. Let's download that 2.0 points to see if that changes anything. Yep, that downloaded. And over to, oh, I can do it in this window. Boom. And downloads, and Marlin, extract all, extract. This one should actually be 2.0.6. So it looks like that did not download the build I wanted. Always check your build number, whatever that value is, this value version. Because that'll tell you if you have the latest or not, because they match, so those are wrong. Yep. Well, I would figure that the 2.0.x branch would have the latest. I'm a crazy guy like that. So, boom. And let's drag this to the desktop. And the reason I'm dragging the desktop is there is one little caveat with platform IO and doing all that stuff is if you have it in too many subfolders, it tends to not build. So I'm just eliminating having too many subfolders. So being on the desktop guarantees it'll build. Not a big deal. So let's go to File, Open Folder, and Desktop, and 2.0.6. And this should have the correct value goodness. Welcome. And Marlin, and configuration.h. Yep, there we go. We got it. All right, so let's start from scratch. So my name goes here. And this is going to be SKR Bear Turbo. Oh, yeah. SKR 1.4 Turbo. I have a Pinda on this one. I like to note as many things that I have on here. Pinda, oh, Volcano, which changes the maximum Z height. Did I open up in the wrong? I did open up in the wrong one. So this one I will File, Open Folder, and Documents, and GitHub, and Marlin. Select folder. This will have my original Bear build. This update came out yesterday, like just at the end of the day. So I ended up switching that around. I apologize. So I'm going to restructure these windows so I can see chat. And we'll do one of those. Okay. We are ready. And can I make this smaller? Nope. All right, text should be good. So first thing, of course, making you author. Show the boot screen's fine. Serial port 0, and I do need to do -1 here to open up both serial ports. 250,000 is correct. So board, if you highlight over the board and click go to declaration, you can see the boards list. So let's find our SKR 1.4 board. Should be right under one of these things. There it is. Nope, that's the wrong board. I went too far. Let me just go Control F and 1.4. Oh, SKR. Let's just do it that. There it is. So we just highlight and copy this bad boy, Control C, configuration.h, and paste. So Brian Vines, what's up? What's up, Jerry? So there we go. So now we got the correct board selected, and let's name this. I actually call this printer Red Sonja from one of my favorite movies from way back when. It does have one extruder. Oh, and it defaults to 1.75. If I remember correctly, it should default at 3.0. Uh, trust me, I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I will make plenty of mistakes. So I'm just reading this line by line, making sure there's not anything that's changed that's stepping out from they just added support for the multi-material unit version 2. So if you define this, you'll then be able to use, let me go back to the main screen. You'll be able to use the filament sensor as a second sensor. So they added that. That's amazing. Let's go back to screen cap. So that's in there. Don't need a parking extruder. Well, we don't need this parking extruder because we don't have dual extruders. We don't have a switching tool head. We don't have magnetic switching tool head. We don't have an electromagnetic switching tool head. We do not have a mixing extruder. Offset extruders. Nope, don't need this. Don't need power supply control. We do need this. So this printer has an E3D thermistor on it and a standard thermistor on the bed, just a 100,000 K random thermistor. So our temp sensor 0 is actually going to be a number 5, which is this bad boy, which this is the E3D standard temperature sensor. Our bed sensor is going to be 1, and our probe actually has a sensor in it for the pin to version 2, and that's also a 1. We don't need dummy. Yes, StreamYard is only 720p. Now here's some things I do change. Yeah, you guys got to take that stuff up with the fanciness known as StreamYard. Let's see. So temp residency time. So I do change this value. So Marlin's really cool. It has everything ready to go. So once it's settled, it waits this long to start the next move. We don't need it that high. I'm just going to go for 3 for right now. Same thing for the bed. And 1 is the proximity to reach close enough, or proximity for temperature reach. So within 1 degree temperature is reached. And I like to change this value to 2 and 2 for the close enough value. What's up, Sean? Min temp is fine at 5. Our Prusa heater max temp is 295 plus 15C. And our max bed temp is going to be 120 plus 10C. Yay! We fixed something. Thank you, Marlin. If I type, I can see it show up in red on this. Nice. I wonder if I typed it. So yeah, basically change it. So this is the why I do the plus sign. So the max bed nozzle temperature is 295, but there's a plus 15 degrees Celsius buffer. That's not really a buffer, but typically there's like a 15 degrees Celsius max temp on top of that. So it can go a little bit higher. This is your max, and StreamYard. It's what controls this stream. What's up, the God of War? It's going great. So, and then the bed is plus 10. So this is, you can do math in here. You don't have to do anything. So 295 is technically the max. This has an aluminum block. If you don't know, the aluminum block has a max temp of 285. Anything above 285, and it softens and tends to expand too much, and your nozzle may loosen during movement. So you want to switch the copper block if you're going to do anything about 280C and above. Yeah, and I do have a special copper nozzle on there that I will talk about in a couple weeks on stream here. Yeah, PID temp. I do need to steal some values here, so we're going to make this thing Mark 3 values. So I do have this saved, so let me just hop over to here. Whoop, not to here. I moved it. It's here now. And configuration.h, and I can go full screen on this. And what line number was that? This is my other issue. I'm not Chris Riley, so I don't have line numbers memorized. So 492. So this is my SKR values for this printer. I always save my values to the printer. I did change one thing. Oh, no, that one's fine. This is the nozzle. So PID tune the nozzle and PID tune the bed. So define PID temp bed. And we're going to edit this value out, which I have saved. Line number 542. And I didn't switch. 542, there it is. Control C. And we'll just remove this one. We don't need any of these things. And I did adjust this. So if you want to increase how quickly your bed heats, the I value is typically the speed. So people are always complaining that the SKR bed, the Prusa bed took a while with the SKR. Doubling that to, not doubling it, but changing that to 2 actually speeds it up just a little bit. An 8K TV? What? Man, I'm learning. So see, this is why Marlin needs to hang out with me more often in here. So we've got the PID functional range is fine of 10. Prevent cold extrusion. I increase this to 180 because most of my materials will not extrude at 170. So 180 is my extrude min temp. This is a direct drive extruder, so this extrude max length. So this says that it'll extrude 200 millimeters on a command maximum. It won't do any more. So let's say you're having an issue where it won't load from your Bowden. So you have a very long Bowden tube. You need to set this max length to be the length of your Bowden tube plus or minus some distance. So if you can't load from your giant 500 millimeter Bowden tube, this value is what restricts you right there. Thermal protection. Yes, don't ever remove any of these. We do not have a Core XY. Yep. Yep. Don't need to change any of these values. Here we go. Wow, there's a lot more drivers here. So we're using the X, Y, Z, Z2, and E0. So this is going to be the TMC 2209. And Control C. And let's go ahead and just paste all that across. So you see that I've added a Z and a Z2. I do have 2 axes, and the SKR does allow, oh, you can't see. Let me go back to the main screen. So this printer has 2 Z-axis motors, and even though the SKR allows you to put them in parallel into one port, I keep them individual because Marlin has a feature where you can probe the left and the right side of the bed, and it'll tram this gantry to the bed. And I like that feature, so I added the this furthest Z motor is attached to E1, so it has a second Z driver. So back to screen cap. Okay, noise threshold we do not enable because we are not using any end stops. And here we go. Steps per unit. So we have a 16-tooth pulley attached to our 200 step motor, so that is 100 steps for the X, 100 steps for the Y. 400, I believe, is the value for this. You could also done 4,000 divided by 100. And the E for the Hemera on this one is 800. Your values will change for that. The Hemera is not as consistent as a BMG. If this was a BMG, I would say 815 all day, every day, and you'd be like plus or minus a millimeter or 2 off. Max feed rates. So this is where you define how fast your axes can go. So this is saying I can go 300 millimeters per second on X and Y. This printer cannot handle 300 millimeters per second X and Y, so 250 and 250 is about the max. The Z is fine. Z should always be low, and this needs to change. So this is a 3-to-1 geared stepper. So I like to go higher, so I go to 80 or 100 on the max feed rate for the extruder. Oh, that'd be awesome. Hit the like button, y'all. Let's see. We don't need to change the limited firmware. Default max acceleration. Yeah, Yes, Red Sonja was a spin-off of the Conan movies. It is a really good movie. I just like how red this printer was, and it was the first 80s thing. So I have my red one's Red Sonja, my purple one's Purple Bear. It needs a better name. My green one is Slimer. My Zerbo is Zerbo. So my colored ones I try to give a unique name. My default max acceleration is going to be 2000 on each axis for now. Again, this is a Cartesian printer. Your acceleration values are going to be kind of janky. With a 3-to-1 geared extruder, you definitely want the 10,000 for your max acceleration for your extruder. I did get all of my frames from all 3D makers. Well, the red one was through a friend who bought this red frame. So Barry Danks got this red frame. Why am I touching? You guys can't see me touching the frame. Can I actually add me? Let me take a look here. Hold on. I got XSplit. Can I add me? Oh, I can. Hold on. Let me add me. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so add source and device and video and cam link. There we go. Now you can see me as well. How's that? That's only going to block a little bit of the chat, so that's not too bad. I'll make it a little bit smaller. Look at the things we can do live. And let's confirm that actually works. Yep, I'm there. So, hi, you can see me tapping. So yeah, this red frame came from Barry Danks, who got it from all 3D makers. Oh boy, now here's the question. I have read that, so is it true, Scott, that we can combine S-curve and all the other stuff now with Cartesian? Is that safe now? Hey, what's up, Llama? Yes, Barry bought this for himself, and then he's like, I'm not going to use it because all 3D makers was all out. So this is where my question comes in, because by default, Marlin now uses junction deviation, and you'd use this fancy blog to figure out your junction deviation, and also has S-curve acceleration and linear advance. And I know they all don't work well together. At least that was the main point in the previous one. I have no idea if these all work together in a cohesive unit in 2.0.6. So S-curve starting to get the linear advance is asking for trouble. Man, I love S-curve acceleration though. Okay, we will go with the same thing. So you can calculate this value. I can just look at my value. Oh, wrong window. I went this way. Oh, yeah. Which line is that? That's line 819. 819. So, oh, it's changed. So 0.1 was fine for me. 0.01, I should say. So I'll leave it here. It's not a big deal. May I have a trouble? But is experimentally allowed. You know what? Let's give it a go, and I'll let you know, because I love S-curve acceleration. So basically, S-curve acceleration looks up what acceleration it needs at certain curves, and it's smoother. So you know what? We will see if that works. Z probe. So here's another question. I have not been paying attention. Let me go to pins. LPC 1768 and SKR version 1.4. And there was a bug, not really a bug, I guess there was a way of handling the Z-stop pin. So if we go to my old firmware, we would go to pins. Oh yeah, we don't need all this. So pins and LPC 1768 and SKR 1.4. I would modify the pins board, because Marlin defaults to using the Z-stop pin as the probe pin, or any Z-stop. So whether you have a mechanical switch, a laser sensor, or a probe, this would normally be the pin number. So I think that was like, whatever. It's over here. Too many screens. Too many screens. So 120, yeah. So pin 27 would control that. So to force it to use the dedicated SKR probe pin, I would change it to be pin 10 or pin 10 or 1.0. I have no idea. Yeah, pin 10. And that would hack it to allow it to use the actual min probe or minimum probe pin instead of the Z stop pin. Do I still have to do that in this version? Oof. Oof. It's not longer required with use. Oh, okay. You don't have to modify pins with use probe for Z homing. So I leave it like this, and do I find a use probe for, where is this fancy thing? Let me do a command, Control F, and do use underscore. Enable this option for probe connected. It automatically enables use probe for Z homing. Force these. Oh, so if I force this, I'm good to go. Got it. Got it. Got it. Thank you. So it looks like I no longer have to hack the pins file. So we'll leave that blank. Or we'll leave that untouched. We won't leave it blank. We'll leave it untouched. Z probe pin, don't need that. Probe type is a fixed mounted probe. And the difference, of course, is that it is fixed. It's a fixed mounted probe. It is not a nozzle. It is not a BL touch. It is not a touch me. What's up, Stall Fabrique? Comment out Z probe use. Okay, so I'm going to comment that out and comment this in. Got it. Thank you, Mr. Keith. I should just add you in here so you can teach me how to do things. Just kidding. Fixed mounted probe. Good, good. We don't have a rack and pinion. We do not have a do it smart effector, which are awesome. The do it smart effector is awesome. Defined. We will not define sensorless probing. Here is our probe offsets. So I do need to steal these values. So line 985. Line 985. So I'm just going to copy this chunk here and paste it into here. So this is my probe offset for the Bear extruder. My probing margin, so this is the margin around that it won't get to, is 10 millimeters. My XY probing speed, 8,000 is fine. My homing feed rate is actually going to be, what did I have? Do I have it times 4? This is something I stole from Keith. Yep, times 4. So again, you can do math. Times 4. Yep, prolific contributor. So this just says that my homing feed rate Z is going to be 4 times faster for my Z probe speed. I found that works okay. If you have any issues, like some drift, I'll lower this down to times 2. If you're still having issues, just stick with homing Z speed. Multiple probing, yes. We want 2 probes and a third. Is that what I've been doing? Or have I just been kicking? I've been doing 3 and not kicking one out. We'll try it this way. It's not a big deal to change it later. Our Z clearance for deploy probe, I believe, is 0 because we don't have a deploy. Let me double check this. It should be 022. Yep, 022. And we'll talk about that. So the Pinda doesn't need much distance to for clearance. You can actually go to 1 millimeter for the clearance between probes, but I found that 2 has worked better and 2 for the multi-probe. So it's going to probe it, move up 2 millimeters, probe again, and then it's going to move up to 2 millimeters higher to move over the next probe. So it just speeds up probing with one of these fancy probes that, probes the metal sheets. Don't need to change this. We do want to add the repeatability test, so that way we can test if it works. I do define probing heaters off because of the magnetic bed that's on this. The way that Prusa designed it, it does change how well it probes, and I've noticed it's better if we enable probing heaters off. So basically, when it probes before it print, it'll disable the heaters. It works. I don't know why. It works. Don't need to change any of this. Disable access steppers immediately when not being used. False, false, false. Reduce accuracy warning. Let's see, disable e-fall. Wow, there's some new stuff here. Okay. Don't need to invert anything. And disable access steppers immediately when not being used. Do I have those changed? I don't think I do have those changed. Yeah, they're all false. False. Yep, I haven't changed anything. I do need to know my stepper directions. So X is false, true, false, false. I think that should be default, right? False, true, false, false. Yep. So if you have an axis that's moving backwards, you would just change. Like, let's say your X is moving right instead of left first. You would then change this to true. But false is correct. Electromagnetic interference between heater and probe. Correct. And heaters do generate some frequencies. So yeah, Prusa's doing it as well. They've also started disabling their heater. If you look at the Marlin code for the Prusa Mini, they also have that enabled. So this is good. Homing, nope, 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 don't need any of that. Don't need to change any of that. Ah, bed size, 250 by 210. This is where we need to change our travel. So remember, this is not for all bears. This is just for the Bear Mara and the way I've done it. So I have actually changed the position of the bed. So -11 and -4. So -11, -4. Zmax stays the same. That's the same. That's the same. And normally it's 210 for a Prusa, but because I have the Hemera, I gain some height, but then I lose height because I have a Volcano. So the max Z height is 208. Very good bedside manner. Thank you, Brian Fines. Yeah, it's an inductive probe. So yeah, so what I have done on, I guess I'll go to full screen here on my main screen here. And so what I have done on my Bear Mara is normally the bed, it's hard to lower it down now, but typically the bed is to the left more on the frame. I shifted the bed to the right because, or was it to the left? Hold on, I gotta take a look. That's right. So typically the bed is centered on the frame, and it's hard to show this on picture, but I've shifted the bed to the left because the Hermera, the extruder is to the left of the mount instead of dead center, and now it probes, or the nozzle touches the furthest left here and goes all the way to the end. If you have a normal Prusa Bear variant with the Hemera mod on it, you will lose some y-axis. On my variant, I do not lose any y-axis because I can just shift the bed over and then manipulate some code in Marlin, and then I have full range of printer goodness. So I did that. That is the power of having the Marlin. Let's see. Doesn't. Yeah, BL Touch is awesome because it doesn't care about the thickness of the material. So like this is a build tack sheet. And on the bottom of this is actually, oh, it's that one guy out of the UK. Not Philiprint, but very similar. Let's see, software end stops, we don't, yeah, we do. Define soft end stop menu. I do like to have that in case I want to turn that off. Filament runout sensor. We don't have one on this one. Bed leveling. We are going to use, print bite. Yep, that's what I have. That's print bite on that side. I might have 26 different print surfaces that have been tested. What's up, Llama? Oh, tired of the duet. I can do that. So here's the question. You know what? Let's just do bilinear bed leveling for now. I will test another printer with UBL a different day because I don't want to get that involved today. Debug leveling. Nope. Level. Yep. Fade height should be enabled. Don't need mesh validation. We need 7 by 7. So it's saying X and 7 and just copying the max points from the X here. We do not need to probe the Y first. I do like to extrapolate the grid or beyond the grid. So that will take your mesh and extrapolate beyond what it measured. Tristan, so you should be able to do the same bed offset with standard. Okay, I will never vouch for anything that you can and cannot do in stock Prusa firmware. If you use stock Prusa firmware, changing anything can make everything not work. There's a lot of advanced automatic features that are amazing in it, and changing something could fudge with something else. So I mean, you can try it, but I will never say that it will work. And we do want to do bilinear subdivision, and 3 is fine. I actually have not had an issue with the magnets in 7x7. I've been doing like full bed prints for the last, who knows how long, and I haven't had an issue with it. So I do not need, I don't need LCD bed leveling. LCD bed leveling is for when you have the, um, yeah, that's for when you have UBL. And don't need that, and don't need that. Center of the bed is, oh, this is new. Is this new? What line? No, it's not really a line for it. And yeah, we've skipped Z safe homing, so I'm just like, there's new stuff here. Okay, okay. Yeah, there's new stuff here. Where's Z safe homing? What's happened? Things have changed. Z safe homing to void. Here we go. Okay. Z Pro. This is all new. Okay. We definitely want Z safe homing. And center of the bed is fine. The feed rate's fine. Let's take a look at this. Manually set the home position. And I think I have to do that. Did I do that? Yes. -11, -4 for the home position. And so -11, -4, and 0.2. That way it doesn't try to home crashing off the bed. So we told it up here earlier. Let me go back up to the bed stuff. So told it its bed size, we told it its travel limits, but if you leave those things zeros, it will crash into the left side of the bed. Just letting you know. So this is fine. Finding the access min, also bed probe officer should be straightforward. Yes. Okay. Don't need skew correction. I mean, if you want it, it's here. There's skew correction. You have to print some things. There's links for the Thingiverse thing to print. EEPROM, yes, we want to define EEPROM settings. And looks like they have, yep, we need the auto initiation. So basically, if you have if it reads some kind of issue, Z-Home should be, yeah, Z-Home should be. It just, I like to keep the nozzle off the bed. Host keep alive feature, that's correct. Oh, let me go back. So basically, if it finds some kind of bug, it's going to auto initialize the EEPROM. Typically, this happens when you update to a new firmware or something. So it's 24. Yeah, 4x6 is more than enough. Now, with some of these build plates, 7x7 has been better because unfortunately they're not very flat. Temperature support. So PLA 190 is what I do, not 1,490. 190. Bed temp is 60. I do not use ABS, so rename this pet. And bed will be 80. 240 is fine. If you want the nozzle off the bed, use Z after. Oh! Huh. We do need to define the nozzle park feature. And I do not have this saved, so I need to go jump over here and go to my nozzle park settings. So, and there's new settings. So let me copy this first. So this is where I like to park the nozzle, which is on the right hand corner. Park X, oh, wow, Park X only. Raise a minimum of 2 millimeters. Feed rate 100 millimeters per second. That's a little fast. I really want to, I guess that's what I had before. And Z feed rate 5 millimeters per second. That's fine. The probe gets really close. We don't need a nozzle clean feature because we don't have a nozzle cleaner. I do like my, whoa! Okay, I was just off a step. I was like, why can't I define that? There we go. Define print counter. LCD English is fine. I want Prusa style on my screen. Roller coaster through a giant PTFE tube. They're both good. I don't think one is better than another. SD check and retry enable. Encoder is 4 pulses per step, 1 item per thingy. And I have to see if I need to change any of these reverse menu direction thingies. I don't think I do. No need to reverse anything, but I do want individual axis homing. That we can home the X independent of the Y and such like that. I do not like the speaker on. I do want the discount rep wrap smart controller, which is what the Prusa uses. This has a, does this have the red and black screen? I think it has a red and black screen. This has no NeoPixels on it, so I don't need to enable any of the NeoPixel goodness. There are a ton of screens here, but if you scroll down, this is the NeoPixel support. I do not have that enabled. Configuration advanced.h. And that is the correct new model number. So this one's a little harder for me. I'm not a master at the adv.h. So I'm going to go slower. Going slower. Don't have a heated chamber. Thermal protection. So here's some things we do change. Let's go to our thermal protection here. And there we go. Let's scroll all the way back up the top and thermal protection. So, yep, that's the swing. So I increase the swing amount to 8. So basically, it has to increase by 8 degrees within 40 seconds? No. This might have not have my newest thermal settings. No, it should. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Adaptive fan slowing, yes. That'll slow the cooling fan down if it drops too much temperature. Clipper's dumb. No, Clipper's fine. I like Clipper. I don't prefer it though. All right, let's take a look what I did here. 22, 20. Okay, yep, we're good. 22, 22, 62, 22, 62. Hysteresis will be 8. Okay. Enable PID temp, don't need that. What fan do I have on here? I believe that's a Delta fan? Yeah, it's a Delta fan. No. I don't know what fan that is. PID fan scaling, temperature mode, high temperature thermistor support. Nope. Hot end idle timeout. What? Prevent film in the nozzle from charring and causing critical jam. What? Enabling the hot end idle timeout. I've been wanting this feature forever. So looks like it's going to wait 5 minutes. So if there's no movement to trigger, okay, cool. Hot end idle minimum trigger, minimum temperature enable hot end protection. Safe temperature for the nozzle after timeout. Safe temperature. Okay. Nice. Nope. Temp sensor controller fan. Nope. Don't need a can. Nope. Don't need any of that. Don't need any of this. Fast PWM. Nope. Don't need fast PWM settings. Here's where we change some things. So our auto fan pin is not -1. It should be P204. Let's confirm that. Yep, P204. I remember things. So P2_04. Oh, and of course, that's an @ key. And good. Auto fan starts at 50, max at 255, which is good. And good. Part cooling, nope. We don't have any case lights. Use fan. What? Mr. Keith, what is this magic? Use fan 1 pin or just comma. Is this some kind of new magic? Why? What? I can just define fan one pin. What? So literally, I can type fan one underscore pin. Oh, not with that thingy. Not with that. So if I just type that, I am running it off of the. Oh, it is. So I can't use that one, Keith. I'm using the 50-degree fan is actually HE1. So that's the heater pin, second heater pin. So P2 underscore 04. See, you're tricking me here. Huh. Well, then I will change that feature for the Z Home. Scrolling up. But that is not. Is it? Hold on. He's teaching me something here. Let's take a look here. So pins and where? Oh, common. Common. No. No, it's not. Hot ends 1, temp 1 pin. There's P2. Oh, wow. Yeah. If hot ends equals 1, fan 1 pin P20. That is crazy. The things you learn. Wow. Wow. Okay. Fan 1 underscore pin. Okay. And we need to change this too. So let's go back to this, and we'll just uncomment that and set this thing back to 0. Okay. Thank you, Scott. That's good. Don't have any case lights. Don't have any late Z enables. Dual steppers. There we go. Number of Z steppers is 2. Oh, you'll get a mail, Mr. Jerry. All right. And it is greater than 1. Dual X carriage. Nope. Nope. Senseless homing. Here we go. Yay. Senseless homing back up. Back off. Back off. Yep. 2 and 2 is fine. The bump we don't need anymore, right? We don't use a bump. Oh, back off from end stops after first bump. We don't want that. Bumping isn't a thing, right? We don't use the bump. And homing back off for senseless is there. Quick home should work. So let's see if quick homing works. We don't have anything for BL. So let me go back here and just talk about this. So the back off just means once it's hit the end stop, it backs off a certain distance. Since I'm using senseless homing, I don't want it to actually do a double bump. So basically saying bump and then bump again. So it's going to hit, back off 5 millimeters, hit again. That doesn't really tend to work with sensorless homing. I don't know if that's been fixed, but I've always disabled that. So basically it will just hit. That's good. And then it'll back off 2 millimeters. I'm actually going to go 5 millimeters. Sure. Got that. Got that. Quick home is enabled. No BL touch. Z-stepper auto align. Yay. Now, I've noticed they've changed some things. Define Z-stepper line known stepper positions. I've never enabled it this way. I've always changed this code myself. So I'm going to do that again. So we don't have 3 Z-steppers, so we delete that third one. Let's hop over to the old firmware. And, yep. And, oh boy, I should have looked at the line number, even though they probably won't match up. So here's the calculated positions for the alignment. And we'll go back and we will paste them here. So it's saying it's going to move to X40, Y90, and X230, Y90. So, and assisted tramming. Man, so many things. Don't have to do any of this. False. We would never, ever, forever, never want the Z-axis to turn off. And that should be good. So it's saying that after 2 minutes, the X, Y, and extruder will turn off, but the Z will stay stable. That way you can't accidentally bump your X gantry and things that things will get all crazy. Minimum planar speed, backlash compensation. I've never messed with backlash compensation. I wonder if I should one day. Don't need the calibration G code. I will enable adaptive step smoothing. And LCD. Either short manual Z move smallest. Whoa. Huh. Manual ease display extruder move distance. Wow. Okay. Change values from a encoder. Okay. Beep on feed rate change. Has LCD menu. I do like the info menu. Info, blah, 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 turbo, back menu. Define turbo back menu item. No. LED control, don't need that. Status message scrolling. No. Wait, maybe? LCD timeout to status, yes. And I think there was another section. You know what? Yeah. Status message scrolling. If enabled. Let's see here. Don't have power loss recovery. Should have. Did I not enable SD card support? Let's find out. Always remember to enable SD card support. Oh, I don't think I did. Define SD card support. There it is. Always enable line 1690. Nice. We hope you enjoy the twist near the third act. Okay. Let's go take a look here. Yep. Oh, this is something that we change. Let's see. Disable steppers when SD print is finished. True. No. False. I'm going to change some things here. False and Control F, SD underscore finished. This is my code that I'm going to do. This way the Z-axis does not disable itself. Do not want the Z-axis to disable itself. SD card. Status scrolling. Yeah, status message scrolling is enabled. And I'm always so slow at the configuration dot or advanced.h. Event G code to stop SD. Let me go take a look here. Here it is. That's the code I want. Boom. Let's see. To be erased. Makes sense, but confuse all the new features. Okay. No power loss detection. Okay. I don't do any SD card sort alpha. Long file name host support. And scroll long file names. And that's good. Yep. Yep, graphical LCD is not there because I'm using a non-graphical display. Good. Watchdog, yes. Define baby stepping, correct. And 1, double click for baby stepping. And baby step always move Z when idle. Yep, I want that. And steps or millimeters, so that's 10. Oh, not 10. 1, 10. And yes, we want to combine Z probe offset with baby stepping. And we can't use the sexy graphical overlay or display. All right, so we've enabled baby stepping, which is our, if you are a Prusa person, that is your live Z. So we took the baby stepping, and we have, let me take a look over here. Oh, line numbers, 1562. Should get us close. 1560, hey, it's completely different. So 800. So we have done everything correct based on my old values, except for this little faster interval between double presses. So we've taken baby stepping and combined it with Z probe offset, so that way it will save. If you do not enable this, it will only keep the baby stepping per print. Not very useful. And our Z idle multiplicator is 10. So that way it moves 10 millimeters per rotation versus 1. We do want linear advance. And define experimental S-curve. Enable this option to permit S-curve acceleration. And I always default this to 0 and allow it to be picked by firmware. Did I enable S-curve acceleration? Let's make sure. Always make sure. I don't even know where S-curve acceleration is. So Control F and S-curve. Oh, I hate, okay. S-curve? No, yep, I've enabled it. Okay. Baby set times 10? Heck no. Probing margins. I don't need any probing margins. Don't need retry and recovery. Thermal probe compensation. These are all fine. We'll do that later. What's up, Carl? And don't need that. Direct stepping. Oh, wow. I believe this is where I have to... Yeah, that's where I have to use an octoprint. So basically this is what Clipper is doing, where it offloads the calculations to the MCU of the Raspberry Pi. I don't have octoprint, so we won't be doing that just yet. I'll mess with it later, of course. Don't change any of these values. We don't change any of these values. We do change our block buffer size. 32, 32, 32. Okay. Oh, there's some things that need to change with that. Oh, man. We might have to find some other things. Let's see, we do want the emergency parser. So when you have this higher buffer size, if you send a kill command, it will wait until all the movements are done before killing. Enabling the emergency parser will then tell it to go, hey, don't care, I'm going to go ahead and kill it. I'm not waiting for the buffer to be finished. So serial flow precision, extra fan speed, firmware tracked, tools change, nope. Advanced pause menu, we must have an advanced pause menu. And I'm going to just steal all the values from my other thing, because holy cow. Advanced, down, there it is. So 42, 2025, 40, 20, 25, and it should be 120 millimeters. Yep, 2 and 40. You will need to mess with this yourself. Let me tell you what. That's a good feature for an 8-bit board with the octoprint streaming issue. Yes. Yes, it is. 625.0. What do I got here? 625.60. 625 and 60. I will not go over all of these right now. 330, 0. 330, 0. These should all be the same. Park head on pause. And 825. Those do change. So 5,000, 825. 5. All right. We won't describe all those. Drivers, good. Here we go. Here's our correct 2209 craziness. Whew. All right. Our values are going to be amazing. So we've got 500, 600, 450, 450, and 800. Okay, it is 800 for the Hemera. So 500 and 600 and 450 and 450 for the Z's and 832 micro stepping. What's up, Josh? What's up, Stephen London? I won't do it yet. I'm rebuilding this from scratch. And that interpolation is correct. Okay, scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. Use dedicate enable pin, stealth chop X, Y, Z, and E. We want the 24 volt chopper. Ooh, there's a 0.9 degree stepper chopper now? Holy crack fiend. That's amazing. Monitor triameter drivers. Hybrid threshold I do not use. Ooh, sensorless homing. Let's do it. All right, X-stall sensitivity. So we're using 0 to 255. I'm going to start with 80 on each one. Improve homing reliability enabled. And home phase. So improving home reliability by homing, yep. And I think I only need 2 values because it's X and Y. And I do use square wave stepping. Homing current, I'm going to go back to. Oh, code is swimming. Yes, TMC debug. We want that enabled. Is there anything else in here is there something else new in here? Oh, there's some other stuff I need to add. Don't need photo G code, don't need spindling features. Coolant control, nope. Filament with sensor, nope. Power monitor, nope. CNC coordinate, nope. Nope. Expected printer check, use string machine name, nope. Nope. And nope, no workspace offsets, report faint, nope. Faster G-code parser, define, nope, nope. Nope. And startup commands, yes. This M17Z will enable the locking the Z as soon as you turn it on. I did enable the experimental S-curve thingy. Don't need G-code macros. Yes. I have a whole bunch of thingies to add to this, which we're just going to copy and paste. So let's just scroll down. Scrolling down. And then we're going to talk about some things. So dun dun da 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 da, just copying all my secret stuff. Control C. And Control V. and return. And command completed and return. Requires 3 values unless you want. Oh, use -1 disable for an access. Okay. Let's go back to that. I was going to talk about that too. I just want to get that done. So Marlin has done some cool things. So if I do -1, that'll disable that. Ah, there we go. So to improve the homing reliability, Marlin has found that if they can get the coils to line up correctly with some magic here, um, basically finding the point where the stator and rotor, I guess, are combined. So that way when it homes, it can feel the change in current and reliably home. Now that's a question. Do I want to enable improved homing reliability and this? Why not? We'll mess with it. So X and Y, we don't need it for the Z because, again, we don't need it for the Z. We're not using sensorless homing on the Z, so I don't know if I need that or not. One day I'll enable hybrid threshold again. I liked having it around for when I was printing at 250 millimeters per second. So the other things we need to do is look at what homing current we're going to use. So I'm going to start with the X current divided by 2 and the Y current divided by 2. So that means it's going to normally work at 500 milliamps, but then when it's homing, it's going to be at half that, so 250 milliamps, and half of that, 300 milliamps. So we'll see if that works. If we have any issues with homing, we will mess with that. So basically, I will make a video one day of how I tune sensorless homing. I've never had an issue with sensorless homing. Like, I've never had it be impossible. But I've seen a lot of people who have not been able to make this happen. Typically, it's not changing a home current, a homing current, and also misdoing their main current. So, yes, this version does have Clipper-like calculation offloading. I have not enabled that because I do not have Octoprint enabled on any printer or on anything. So I haven't messed with it. I guess I'll have to. I'll have to do that. Now, I think there's another command that I need to look at, but I think this should work. This should get me working, and I should be good to go. So let's see if this builds. So we don't mess with that. We're going to go ahead and hit the build button. So that is this check mark down here. Whew. I'm going to go ahead and hit this build button and pray it builds. So we'll find out real quick. Oh, you know what? That's not going to work. That's not going to work. I did not change any. Oh boy. How do I stop this? Do I just hit that button? Nope, that doesn't stop it. Do I hit it again? How do I stop that? Because I didn't go to platform INI and change the boards to be the LPC 1769. So this will not work. So let's go ahead and terminate task. Okay. So now it is LPC 1769, the correct environment. Oh, the trash icon, which I have to hit anyway. So let's go ahead and hit the trash icon, clean everything out. Good to go. Now let's build. Let's see if that works. And building. We'll find out. Auto build took 13 hours on my laptop the other week. What? 13 hours? Let's see here. Now it's not showing anything. So I have no idea if it's building or not. I'm gonna take a drink of water. Yeah, 13 hours is definitely a record. Usually it's like a couple minutes, not hours. To enable direct stepping, you need to disable linear advance. Huh. Uh-oh, Carl went too deep. Yeah, I've never actually used the auto build, as you can see, because I just installed it. We'll definitely have to go back to it because I know I'll have to change something. Yay! Doing stuff. Oh boy. Oh boy. We did some things. Oh, 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 static assertion. We got fails. We got things. It doesn't like the home bump. Make sure you have the LPC environment. Oh, you know what? I didn't enable the turbo on here. So I think I grabbed the wrong board. Thank you, Marlin. Yep. Turbo. And home bump I didn't like. Oh, I busted it really good. Is there a homing bump? Okay. So just set it to zeros. Didn't like it being completely disabled. Let's try to build again. Dang it, I didn't hit the auto build again. Hey, it's building though. Does it actually build your printer? That would be amazing. I would love something that I can press besides myself to build a printer. High CPU usage detected. You may experience performance issues. Of course. Thanks, XSplit Broadcaster, for letting me know that I am pushing my hardware. All right, it is going. It is oh snake. Yeah, I don't need snake. Dun dun da 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 da. It's always slow the first time too, because it's got to put all the libraries in. What's up, Peter? Yay, we have firmware. Okay, so we have a success. It built the firmware. Let's put it on the SD card. So new folder, and it's going to be on desktop and Marlin 2.0.6 and PIO and build and LPC 1769 and firmware.bin. Right into the USB drive and delete the CUR file. I am old school. I do everything from scratch. And eject. Safe to remove hardware. Main screen. What up, homies? Hello. There's 80 people watching. You guys are crazy. So, oh, I need a power cord too. Let me grab the power cord. I knew I did something that I forgot to do. Here's the flash print from Photos Mint. And power cord. Okay. We are powered. And let's make sure we're all good here. I'm going to move this to here. Good. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's yep. Okay, let's hit the power button. And power button. Ooh, screen turned on. Let me move this. Screen turned on. It's initializing the new firmware. And it's just sitting there. It's crying. It's going like, why did you do this to me? Why? Why have you forsaken me? This is the longest it's taken to boot. Oh no, what did I do? It's just doing stuff. This is the longest it's ever taken to boot. Oh boy. Everyone should smash that like button. That is correct. It's not showing me anything. I'm afraid. Let me make sure I enabled the right screen. I don't want to update Steam right now. Get away, Steam. What is wrong with you? So let me check my LCD definition here and configure it. I know I configured the right one, but let's just make sure I didn't mess anything up. Yeah, define rep discount smart controller. That is the one. Let's make sure there's not a second one enabled. Hmm. What's up, Shane? All right. Let me turn it towards me. Oh man, hitting the reset button doesn't do anything. Power down. Power down again. Let's see if that does anything. Oh man. Yep. It didn't love it. So let's turn this thing off. Let's grab the SD card out of here once it powers down. SD card. Putting it in. And huh. It's not reading the micro SD card. That's different. Let's try a different micro SD card. There we go. Huh. It tried to make the .cur, but it says 0 kilobytes, and the bin file is still there. Delete. Confirm that it's running a turbo. That's easy enough. Let's look at the old firmware. Should be a turbo. I've been wrong before. Configuration.h. Scrolling up. Yep, old one is running a turbo. And good to go. So let's go ahead and I don't know what to do now. You need to put a piece of tape over the write protection tab. Nope. Do not need to do that. Okay. Let's take a look at what I did wrong. Let me go ahead and build this other one. And I'll install the older firmware. See if it likes that. So I'm building this other one over here. Do. Always have the older firmware. My pre-compiled firmware was for the non-turbo. I do. Oh no, it's clean. I will not tram the bed. All right, let's make sure that platform INI. It is an LPC 1769. Bubble level. Those things don't work. Okay. Building the old firmware right now. Should be almost done. Building the old firmware. Gonna install the old firmware and see if that works. Do. If not, I got a spare board somewhere. I just don't know what would do it. What would make it go? Okay, that one built. So let's go ahead and move that firmware over. So that is in Documents and GitHub and Marlin and Path.io, build LPC 1769, firmware.bin, replace. Huh. Okay. Whoa. Huh. You know what? We're going to format this drive. Format. Fat. Yes. 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 Start. Yes. Format. Because I want to hit delete on the files in the drive, and it won't delete them. So it might be a bad micro SD card. These cheap little 256. What's funny is it says it's 128. Yeah, 128 meg SD cards that they include with the SKRs aren't the best. Okay, I've now formatted that drive. And it's empty. So Documents and GitHub and Marlin. And let's find that file. Build 1769. Firmware.bin. Boom. Okay. Eject. All right, let's try this again, friends. Could have been a corrupt card. Okay, cards back in, powering on. Loading, and did a blinky thing. That's a good sign. Okay, 2.0.5.3 loaded just fine on here. Yep. Okay, Bear Mirror is ready. So let's go ahead and turn that off. Boom. And let's try the firmware we just made again. So we know we can go back. We know we can go back. So boom. And let's go ahead and delete the firmware.cur. Yep. And let's go to desktop and 2.0.6. And let's move that bin file over. Bin. Copying it over. That is correct. It was made today at 5:08 p.m. Eject. Okay. Safe to remove hardware. And hey, why can't I get you in the slot? Stop being mean to me. There we go. Booting it up again. Let's try it again the second time. Hey! It's alive. Of course, you can't see the text on the screen, but it says settings stored. I don't know why it says settings stored, but it does. So, I gotta mess with this thing. Let's see if senseless homing works. Oh boy. So, motion home X. Hey, it homed. Home Y? Little rough, but it homed. Homing Z is the fun one. We're gonna grab something with metal on it. I've got these fancy metallic things. Makes it magnetic. So here's a magnet. The magnet sticks to it. This will trigger the pinda if the pinda is working correctly. So let's go ahead and go to motion and home Z. And we'll trigger. It triggered. Okay. So now let's try it with the actual bed. All right. Pork chop soaked in pineapple, white. Wow. That sounds delicious, llama. Yeah, stop talking about food. Food is delicious. All right. Remember, if you got one of those inductive probes, this is your best friend for testing. Hey, look at that. It probed. Okay, so motion, auto home. It worked. All right. Info screen. Tap, tap. Move Z. They move by plus tens. Good. Got more on the compile for the turbo. I mean, just turn on. Oh boy, Richard, I have not looked at how to wire the SKR 1.4 with an MMU2S. Never doubted for a second it would work. I doubted it, just because I'm crazy like that. You would need someone who is like a Chris Riley, because he has messed with the MMU. I'll probably chat with him some point and see if he has done a SKR to MMU. I know he's done it with the Einstein. I don't know. I know he's done Marlin, stock Marlin with MMU too, but not the 2S. The S has that second sensor. What are things that I want to change or check? You know what? Let's go ahead. Do I have some PTFE and yeah, let's go ahead and run a test print real quick. I do need to check. Do I need to check? Let's check if the fans work. So temperature and preheat PLA and preheat the PLA in there. Make sure that fan kicks on at 50 degrees. And temperature, fan speed. Let's make sure that turns on. It turns on. There's air blowing. Yep, 100%. That's loud. And this one kicked on at 50 degrees. So that's good. Yeah, you'll have to probably enable the other port for that. Yeah. One day I will learn how to do that. I have an SD card. I'm warming up the nozzle, so I might as well load filament in here. But that means I need to grab something. Do I still have that T-nut here? There's still a T-nut here? There's not. Oh, yep, there's still a T-nut there. So I can attach a reverse Bowden onto this thing. Let me get a roller and thing, and I'll just make sure it prints a test cube. Hold on. Hold on, YouTube. Hey, I know where my stuff is sometimes. All right, let's just make sure it prints, and then I will, yeah, because we have S-curve and stuff enabled. Let's see, Marlin, I'll hopefully get more first-time setup install guard calibration. Yeah, I'm excited for more stuff. Let me just attach this. Oh, I need a, Where does Chris keep spare pneumatic couplings? Spare pneumatic couplings. That's always fun. Spare pneumatic couplings. Where are you? Oh, this is going to be fun. Chris has no idea where he keeps spare pneumatic couplings. Spare pneumatic couplings. We will just print out of one of these eSun boxes that starts fires. Kids, never buy an eSun box. They start fires. I should know. Not to be confused with the actual, the Sunlu. The Sunlu box works. This one starts fires. And I should have PTFE tube in large quantities. Yep. This was a 50-foot roll. It was. It's much less now. So we'll make a quick PTFE thingamajigger. So you can at least see if it prints. Dun, 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 dun. Come here, Jesse Green Slime PLA, because you were sitting on my desk. Do the end stops have to be 0, XYZ minimum position when you're here in Marlin firmware? I don't think they have to be. That should do it. And because this is a Chimera, gotta get a little extra goodness in there to load it into the thingy-majiggers. Oh, wow. Thank you, Chimera. The actual Colette popped off. Shove Colette back in. Yes, I am using filament to keep the tube around when I cut it. Llama was paying attention to the weird stuff I was doing. Okay. You can do this, Chris. You can shove that Colette back in there. I need a tool. Why would the Colette just hop out? You know, E3D and your Chimera, you're silly. There we go. And this, and preload. Come on, get in the teeth. Get in there, Sparky. Get in there, Sparky. There it is. And where'd I put the Colette clip? Put that spool holder back there. Not the most attractive setup. I apologize. Because this was just faster than anything else that I had available. This is why I don't like this eSun E-Box. Okay. Where did the Colette clip go? There it is. Okay, Colette clip is in, Colette's in. Big fancy tube that moves filament. Yeah, look at that, I can just hit. Oh, look at that, the temperature stopped going because it was not being used. Yep, it says hot end idle timeout. It works! Oh, I love you, Marlin. Safety first, folks. So let's go ahead and go to change filament and load filament and preheat PLA. And this bad boy can go here. And it goes like that. There we go. I'm going to stick this behind the printer, move the printer up so people can see it. Loading. Loading the filaments. Blue tape. Ha! We don't need no stinking blue tape. All right. It's nice having a volcano on your Chimera. I am all about those fat layers. All right, and continue. It purged. I didn't hit the garbage can. One day I'll be good at that. All right, let's slice something. Regular SD card. Where did I move you? There it is. Never lose your regular SD card, folks. Okay. Well, first things first, let's close VS Code. No, we won't close it. I'll just minimize it for now. And screen capture. Okay, dokie. We need Idea Maker. And boom. Import models. To print. Oh, not to print. 3D printing. Test objects. 40 millimeter. I just need to see if it prints. So 40 millimeter cube is perfect. And let's go ahead and start slicing. And this is the SKR Chimera and PLA Chimera. And let's make sure. Yep, yep, yep. Oh, build height is actually 208. Use heated bed. Yep. Advanced 800. Correct one. Yep, yep. Yep. Confirm using raft if relative extrusion, primary extruder. Yes, save. And this should all be good. Yep. Save. What's up, llama? And export. And here and SKR PLA 40 millimeter cube. Save. Done. Yeah, but Idea Maker does work better for certain things that I'm happy about. Okay. SD card goes in. Can I remember what the Z offset should be? Let's go ahead, and I believe the Z offset is 0.3 millimeters. So we'll go to configuration, probe Z offset, and I'm going to go ahead and start it at negative 0.325. And store settings. And main, and print from media, and it's not in order. So SKR PLA 40 millimeter cube. There it is. Print. Oh, Brandon, the list of new things is Captain Insanity. So I highly recommend you head over to github.com/Marlin firmware and click on the right-hand side where it says 2.0.6 firmware, and the list is ridiculously long. They literally like threw the kitchen sink in. So have fun going through that long list. Corner of the print lifted bugger. ANET, board gets tossed as soon as open. There needs to be an acronym for that. Why is my phone going off like crazy? Who is messaging the angry Warkaki? All right. Work stuff. Taking care of the work stuff. All right. Bed is heating. Bed is heating to 60. Sorry for the slowness in the bed. Someone. Oh, Olaf tagged me. All right. Twitter's not blowing up. Good. You who are messaging the angry Wakaki only make him more angry. Oh, my face was off the screen. Let me get back in the center of the screen. Don't forget, kids. I feel the need. Can I go? Can I do this way? This way. Yep. Greatest shirt ever made. After I did bed, yeah, it does go. I didn't. I plugged in my own values. So, but there it is. It's homing. It's doing that first layer. Oh boy, what's up, Renee? Oh man, I think I'm gonna order Indian food for dinner tonight. Hey, at home without crashing. Huh. That Z probing is very slow. It should be much faster. So we'll have to mess with that. But it's not probing off the bed, it's probing within the thing. Gonna move this eSun eBot. This is the worst setup ever. What's up, Sergio? Yeah, that is painfully slow. I apologize for everyone. It looks like maybe improved homing reliability is slowing that down because it's the same values as it is in my other firmware, and it would normally be like beep 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 beep. Game night tonight. That could be a possibility. It is 5:40, so I just want to be. I want to see the first print happen before tonight's on hot makes. Don't forget about Jim at the Edge of Tech with Pooch from Repcord. Yeah, that would no, Prusa, I think it's 3 for Prusa. Could be 2. Yeah, this is painful. Because I know I've set it for faster. Because I know we set the Z probing speed to be Z homing times 5 or times 4. Let me take a look if I missed something. Let's look at the old firmware. And speed. And Yep, homing feed rate. So XY probing speed is 8,000. So it should be 80 millimeters per no. 8,000 divided by 60. I should be able to do this in my head, but I can't. 8,000 divided by 60 should be going at 133 millimeters per second, because that's what it's set for in firmware. And it's the probing speed up and down is ×4. So it looks like something is conflicting in the firmware with the probing speeds, because we set it correctly in firmware. So I have to figure out why. And I believe it's probably improved homing reliability, because that slows accelerations and speeds down during homing. So that might be it. I will test that in a later version. So I'm going to go ahead and put my finger on the tune button and spin all the way down to Z probe offset. And we'll see if I have to raise and lower that. It should be correct. I remember the probe offset somewhat in my head, and I think that was the value. Bug, yes, there is. That's definitely a bug. It should not be slowing down the probing speeds. Looks like it needs to go lower. Oh yeah, much lower. We're at negative 0.625. Oh, that's pretty good. A little too low. Let's go to -6. Who's hitting me up on the Instagram? Okay. Okay, looks like -6 is pretty darn close. It's a little low. So -5.75. Okay. It is printing. Let's make sure it gets a little bit in there, and then I'll be happy. Make sure the corners are sharp and the magic is working. Crusoe probes 5 times doing 7. 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? That seems crazy. It's been a while since I've had a stock Prusa, though. It's been like 3 months. Well, I do have a stock Prusa. There's a Prusa Mini in here. It's still a little low. So tune, probes the offset, and right there. Done. We've now raised it up a little bit more. All I gotta say is it is level. So that is good. What's up, 95 people in stream? Now when the new ZBro save to EEPROM, your next print after reboot should stick a bit better. Huh. Interesting. I just need to figure out why the Z probing speed has changed. Do you have any idea, Scott, why the Z probing was so slow even though we sped it up? I can make the firmware for it. Hey, what's up, dude? Thank you for joining my stream, mister. How have you been? How's the pictures? Have you been shooting the weddings? Need to make a Prusa Mini Bear? I think the Mini's good. I mean, it's a $300-something printer. Throwing a Mini, throwing the Bear, sturdiness into there seems like, oh wow, that is a flat layer. So, because Greg thought about it, and we all kind of, not we all, he came up with a conclusion. I also agree with him. That's all it runs. As Jordan is messaging me while I'm on stream, when he could be in stream asking the question. First layer looks great. Linear Advance looks great. There we go. Now we got a real layer. Check your homing bump divisor settings. Homing bump divisor settings. And homing bump divisor, Control F. Homing bump divisor, rebump speed divisor, divides the homing feed rate. I have 2, 2, and 4. Do I even need? Oh. Capital P for poo. Tell monkey pie. Tell the monkey part to get in here. Yeah, so I have 2, 2, and 4. Was that going to slow down my probing speeds as well? Interesting. Oh, layers are going down silky smooth. Just want to get it past here. And your Z probe. Well, my Z probe speed. Let me go here. I will. Let me show you. Let me show you the things. Z underscore probe underscore speed. There it is. Screen cap. So we have here is my Z homing feed rate is the homing feed rate times 4, which was set to 5 millimeters per second. So it should be 20 millimeters per second. Our Z probe speed fast is half of Z probe, or our Z probe slow is half of this. So it'd be 10 millimeters per second for slow. And then if we go to configuration ADV, we have a bump divisor of 2, 2, and 4. So I don't know if those are the same values I've had in previous. So if I go to my previous firmware, yep, times 4 times 4, and bump. Divisors 2, 2, 2, and 4. So I do not know if that is the reason it's changing things. So, all right, dude, the layers, they're great. Corners I'll have to look at once this is done. But let me go steal the chat. Come here, chat. Change all the things. Oh, there you are, Jordan. Yes, the Kinetica runs RepRap. It only runs RepRap. The board is really good. So I've already been messing with firmware for a Bear for it. I'm everywhere. The plunge depths between probing needs to be a short. Yeah, they're set to 2 millimeters. So it's just 2 millimeter, up, down. Wow, butter smooth top layers. Thank you, idea maker. What? My mic is muted. My mic can't be muted. Cam mic, audio. Nope, my mic is not muted. I would recommend the Kinetica just because the price and it'll work on a lot of your printers. Nova testing is good. It still needs up to, I try to print at least 500 hours on something before I say it works or doesn't work. So. Oh, Tristan, you're the one who's muted. All right, come on. Give me the speed layers. I need the infill. But it works. And the corners are looking very good. Does help that the filament is sexy. Not YouTube. Any thoughts on why when I start printing it does not move the Z up and down to follow bed? It just stuck at one height. Let's see. That's a good question. So Richard, if it's stuck at one height, that typically means does it like go up and then it just stops and it doesn't start probing? That means you didn't copy over the pins file if you compiled it. Oh, it's my precompiled firmware. make sure that the pin to probe is connected, because if it's not connected correctly, it'll go to home and then it'll just move up and then stop. It won't actually probe. Have fun with your pork chop marinated thing with beans and rice. Probes and everything. It does? Like in the air? Up and down a follow bit, just stuck at one height. Yeah, it could be a false trigger. There we go. Now we're going a little bit faster. Give me that gyroid infill. Gyroid's so sexy. Oh, I've only got it set to I've got it set to 2% infill, so I just did one. Whoop. Just hit the feed rate button. Let's go faster. 200% speed. Princess is fine. Huh. Oh, yeah. Well, it is running smooth and nothing is skipping, so I consider this firmware passable. Oh, Richard, go to the menu and go to motion and go to fade height and make sure you enable a fade height, because if it's set to 0, there's no fade height, so there's no fade. Set it to 10. 10 millimeters is about a good value for that. So, yeah, 32x microstepping works just fine with the Hemera and BMG. Never had an issue. You just got to make sure the jerk value is high enough, and you know, I've tried it with spread cycle disabled, and it was still fine. Same. Yeah, I'm guessing, Richard, that it's the fade height. So go to your menu, motion, go to fade height, and make sure that the fade height is set to like 10. I wish there was, Marlin really needs like a default fade height in firmware, like 10, like that I can add. So where it says enable fade height, have a starting value. That way, because I forget to do that too. Like I didn't do it on here. I didn't go to the menu and actually change. So, yeah. Oh no, it's moving. Yeah, that's a good question, Steven. Me or him? Oh, me? This is ABL right now. I will mess with UBL once I know that this firmware is working. Retractions look good. It's printing a cube. Of course, I'm printing much faster than I normally would be because I spun the speed dial. Yeah, I think we're good. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this and make sure the stop works. So stop print and stop. Boom. And it should home over to the left corner, shove that back, and then turn off the... I don't like when it does that. Okay. Print aborted. All right, it printed. Corners are sharp. Well, I can't really tell if there's any ringing or not because this is some glittery filament. Okay. It works. It's alive. We have a successful firmware. I can now mess around with this printer more. Oh, yeah. That's a nice. It's so hard to tell anything when you have glitter filament for ringing. Corners are sharp, retractions are good, infill was fine. Yeah, it's not breaking apart. Top layers are good. I wish it was something I show you. I just wanted to end this thing. I didn't really need to have a giganto cube. I mean, it's fine and dandy. Oh, my finger's got to move forward. That way it focuses. Yep. Yeah, look at that glitter green filament. Focus on the fingers with the hand and stuff. Why won't you do? Okay, it's just mad at me. Top layer's good in there. Should be able to focus on that. There we go. See? Default fade height was 10 for a while. Yes. Ooh, that is a good idea. I can add that to the firmware. Huh. M503S. So M503 S0 output. Yeah. Kermit's. All right, so we're successful. So in my, yeah, okay. That's a good idea. All right. I think we're good. I'm going to print some more test things. I'll slice something a little bit more slicey and not print it at 200% speed. I really need to put a NG code thing that defaults back to a speed of 100 and flow of 100. Things to think about. So, alrighty. Chat, all 100 of you humans that were in here today, thank you so much for struggling with me as we got the new Marlin running, and it seems to work. I don't see any major bugs besides that speed thing. I'll try to figure that out. And so everyone should head over to the hot makes. So go check out hot makes, hang out with Pooch and Nerdy J. Let's see what the hot makes of the week are. And on that note, I'm done for the day. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna eat dinner, and mess with printing later. So I'll most likely be streaming later tonight on the other channel. So if you haven't gone there, youtube.com/FDM Lounge. That is the Hangout stream that I have. That's only for streams that are not 3D printed related. But yeah, on that note, stay good, stay out of trouble, stay healthy, stay happy. I will see you all soon. Thank you again, Scott, for helping me through this. Everyone go to Marlin Firmware. Again, github.com/Marlin Firmware for all that. I got links in the description for stuff. So we will see you all soon. It works. It's alive. I'll slowly start updating all the SKR firmwares to 2.0.6 as long as I don't see any bugs. So set your NG code to max out Z after each print. Yeah, I can do that too. I like it to go a little higher. But on that note, good night. Hitting the end button. No more. No mas. I get stuck in that loop. Go watch Nerdy J.